tonight. Sarah Davies from Futureversity, which is a charity in East London, joins us now live. Hi, Sarah. This is West London. This is generally considered more affluent, more prosperous than some areas of East London, and still this was affected last night. It's not just down to deprivation, is it?
I think there's a general feeling among young people of disillusionment and hugely high unemployment, increase of costs and cuts to youth service and cuts to the charity sector, and this is having a big effect on young people's morale.
But not all young people. Are we talking about a large percentage or a minority?
Well, there's clearly a minority who are getting involved in rioting and mindless destruction, which is absolutely tragic because a lot of the areas they are destroying are areas which are very poor and are trying to get themselves out of poverty themselves. And so I think that the overall feeling we have working with young people on the ground is this tremendous feeling of disillusionment, and they've got nowhere to go and nothing to do, and the doors are being slammed in their faces left, right and centre. And I think the statistic among young people of unemployment between 16 and 25-year-olds is 20%. That's 1 in 5 young people in Tower Hamlets. That's 1 in 4. It's 25%. That's a huge waste of talent. And these young people, they're not all, uneducated. We've got the highest graduate unemployment as well. I'm glad to say that with Ramadan in Tower Hamlets, I think things are relatively quiet at the moment because the young people are too hungry to be getting involved in these sort of things. But there are still things going on there which we are very aware of, and some of the free programmes we've got happening at the moment have had to be stopped today because buildings are being closed down because there's threats of riots coming into Poplar and into Mile End and other areas, so we've got to be very aware of what's going on.
Explain that to me further.
Which bit do you want me to explain further?
When you were saying that people are going hungry so they won't riot.
Oh, I was just saying about last night I had a phone call from one of my staff team who was at the East London Mosque. There were 1,200 worshippers there who stopped potential riots going on because it was Ramadan, and they said, not in our manner, you don't. You get out of here and you stop that. And then the police came down. I didn't see this, but my colleague was telling me, in their Robocop vehicles, and they didn't have anything to do because the local community had effectively moved these people on. But unfortunately, I know down on the Isle of Dogs there have been some shops burnt out, and I know one of my colleagues lives on the Walworth Road in South London, and she's witnessed some terrible things going on there. So I think that it's a difficult situation we all have to keep our finger on the pulse of, and we have to keep communicating with young people. I was glad to see you were actually interviewing some young people earlier because they've got a lot to say about this.
Yes, certainly. Thank you for the clarification. You're talking about Ramadan in particular as opposed to young people in the East End of London who weren't able to have enough money in their pockets to feed themselves. So thanks for the clarification on that. As far as West London